This is the final part of the series on ISLM model with fixed price. In this tutorial, we shall discuss the effectiveness of monetary and fiscal policies taking into account the elasticities of IS and LM curves. So far, we have been using an upward sloping LM curve in all our discussions on IS and LM model. Look at this graph. Actual shape of the LM curve is one of inverted L-shaped curve with upward sloping smooth corner at right. Why the LM curve takes such a shape? I shall do a separate video on this after some time. Let us go ahead with the main theme of this lesson. Okay. The segment AB is flat and parallel to the x-axis. It is perfectly elastic. This part of the curve is known as Keynesian range. It corresponds to the liquidity trap segment of the demand curve for money. It signifies that people want to hold only cash and not bonds. Its upper segment CD is vertical and parallel to y-axis. It is perfectly inelastic. This part of the curve is known as classical range. In this range, people want to hold cash only for transaction purpose and use their entire cash meant for speculative motive to buy bonds. The segment BC, which lies in between, is called intermediate range. Its elasticity varies from relatively elastic to relatively inelastic. That segment which lies close to the Keynesian range is relatively elastic. That segment which lies very close to the classical range is relatively inelastic. At the outset, I shall tell you the monetary and fiscal policies have a number of objectives. In our analysis, we are going to measure the relative strength in terms of increase in income only. Take the Keynesian range. Initially, the economy is in equilibrium and operating with interest R1 and income Y1. The government uses monetary policy to increase the income. It increases the money supply. The LM curve shifts to right. The horizontal segment is anchored at interest level R1. The income remains unchanged. The IS curve is relatively inelastic. If the IS curve is relatively elastic, there cannot be any change in income. Monetary policy is totally ineffective in this range. We shall examine the effectiveness of fiscal policy. The government uses the fiscal policy. It increases its expenditure. The IS curve shifts to right. It is IS1. There is no change in the interest rate. The equilibrium income has increased from Y1 to Y2. Fiscal policy is totally effective. Whether IS1 is relatively elastic or inelastic, the increase in income will be from Y1 to Y2. Our conclusion is that in the Keynesian range 1, monetary policy is totally ineffective. 2. Fiscal policy is totally effective. 3. The nature of elasticity of IS curve doesn't affect the effectiveness of fiscal policy. Let us take the classical range. The economy is in equilibrium at R2 interest and Y1 income. The government tries the monetary policy to increase income. The government increases the supply of money. The LM curve shifts to right. It is LM1. The equilibrium interest is R1. It is less than R2. The equilibrium income is Y2. It is greater than Y1. Income increases by multiplier times the increased money supply. The income increase takes place to the full extent. Monetary policy is totally effective. In the given example, the IS curve is relatively inelastic. Our result holds good even if the IS curve is relatively elastic. Yes, there is no change in the increase in income. So, our conclusion is that monetary policy is totally effective in the classical range. We shall examine the effectiveness of fiscal policy in this range. The economy is in equilibrium at R1 interest and Y1 income. The government increases its expenditure. The IS curve shifts to IS1. The interest rate alone has increased from R1 to R2. There is no change in the income level. Even if the IS curve is relatively elastic, the income stays at Y1. The fiscal policy is totally ineffective in this range. Important conclusions of classical range are as follows. 1. Monetary policy is totally effective. 2. Fiscal policy is totally ineffective. 3. The nature of elasticity of IS curve doesn't affect the effectiveness of monetary policy. We shall turn to the intermediate range. The equilibrium interest income combination is R3 and Y1. The government uses monetary policy to increase the income by increasing the money supply. LM curve moves to right. It is LM1. The new equilibrium income is Y2. It is more than Y1. The new equilibrium interest is R1. The given IS curve is relatively inelastic. If it is elastic, then the equilibrium income could be Y3, which is greater than Y2. Monetary policy is effective, but it is more effective when the IS curve is more elastic. Let us try the fiscal policy in the upper segment of the intermediate range. This range is relatively inelastic. The economy is in equilibrium at R1 interest and Y1 income. The government increases its expenditure. It shifts the IS curve up. IS1 is the new curve. Y2 is the new income. It is higher than Y1. In this range, fiscal policy is effective. Let us try the fiscal policy in the lower segment of the intermediate range. This range is relatively elastic. The economy is in equilibrium at R1 interest and Y1 income. The government increases its expenditure. It shifts the IS curve up. IS1 is the new curve. Y2 is the new income. It is higher than Y1. In this range also, fiscal policy is effective. Since increase in income in this range is greater, the fiscal policy is more effective. Our important conclusions about intermediate range are: 1. Both the policies are effective in this range. 2. Monetary policy is more effective when IS curve is relatively elastic. 3. Fiscal policy is more effective when LM curve is relatively elastic. With this discussion, series on IS-LM curve with fixed price ends. We shall meet in the next video lesson. Vanakkam.